Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Great Awakening Generator, the Words of the Light series with me, Rose McNair. And usually we have Claudia Tidgens with me as well. But Claudia is taking a well-deserved recess break. I try not to say the word break because I feel like break can suggest all sorts of things. When I said break the last time in a big way, I had an ankle fracture. So that is why I don't tempt the fates. But Claudia is away and it's a bit lonely without her. Do you agree? For those of you that have been watching. And if you're watching live now, you're so very welcome here. And whenever you catch this later on, I hope that you are going to enjoy it and get something out of it. Now, friends, I want to say, it's been a bit of a rip-roaring week for me. And I know that any of you that have been watching the channel and watching the Light Language messages from Light Language Messenger, you know what I'm talking about. So, we had some news about family that it been diagnosed with a terminal illness. And we've been trying for the last 2 weeks to sort of come to terms with all of those things. Now, I want to say that is something I started off with because I feel like today's light language and today's card is something I've got it from the cards, by the way. Yes. And you know what? It is from the Dragon Oracle card deck by Diana Cooper, and the cards arrived. So that was like really awesome. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about something like this because for one, I haven't given too many details about this, but I know that so many other people are going through this. It's not the best time, but there's so many other people that are going through this. And the point is, what are we learning through it, right? So I'm going to, I have to say, this week has been emotional. I've had contact with people that I haven't spoken to in 35 years. Stuff I ran away from back then is like, I'm having to face it. And only because, I left a relationship. And when I left the relationship, there were lots of factors around it. It wasn't just about the person. It was about everything that he'd come with. And now that it concerns him, I am, and he's a family member. I'm having to deal with all of those things, the disruptions, the corruption, the drama, the stuff that has not changed for other people, right? Because I knew then, what surprises me inherently, I knew then that I couldn't cope with that kind of energy around me, that it made me sick in my gut. It was making me feel rather, it was toxic. And now I'm coming into a place where I can feel like, okay, be careful what you ask for. I probably said this in one of the other videos this week. Be careful what you ask for. When you say, I want to clear all my karma, then you are going to clear all your karma. And those things that are uncomfortable, those things that we did not want to deal with, we avoided, are going to come to the forefront in whatever way, shape, or form. And we're going to have to work on them. Now, this is part of the ascension process, is it not? Because I believe a lot of us are saying, well, if this karmic thing's coming up now, well, let it come up and long may it be gone. And I just want to move forward. I want to do my transformation, because transformation, it is a desire we have. We are awakened more to it now. I don't know about other lifetimes, but if we're still clearing karma from those other lifetimes, and perhaps we never woke up to this extent. I mean, that is why we feel like we're going through this transformation on the planet right now, right? So, this is it. But one of the things I take away from this week is I was having a chat with my friend Louise in England. And Louise and I haven't had this face-to-face video chat in ages. We used to do it regularly on a weekly basis. And our lives changed to such a point that we haven't had it since maybe March this year. And she said something interesting to me, because I said, I don't want to go. I don't want to go and do this visit to this person with certain conditions, because this is how they think, and this is how it will be if we're offered the option, and because we got offered the option, and they might pay for it, we are now on their terms. And she said, Rose, that's very like a victim, like a victim mentality. And she said, it's not being horrible or anything, but I'm just checking if we're coming through live on the other side. It's not being horrible or anything, But I think what it is saying, you know what? Yeah, we're going. That's fine. That's good to see. It's saying, you know what? We have to be the ones to be in charge of ourselves. Stop worrying about what they're going to do. If somebody invited you to visit them and they paid for it, right? Say it was expensive to go to them. You don't have to be completely bound by their terms just because they paid for that journey. Because the truth of the matter is that they getting something out of it, you doing that thing that they need and you need. And because they offered to pay for it doesn't mean they call the shots on it. And I thought to myself, that makes a lot of sense. We have to do life on our terms. And just because somebody hands something out to us doesn't mean we have to go according to their expectations of us, right? And so that's something I always, Louise is very wise. And I always take things away from her. And she said to me, she said, Rosa, I'm saying this to you because I'm guilty of it too. I do this too all the time. And I have to stop putting limitations on myself based on what other people are going to do. I do what I want to do. Say, no, hey, we're here. We visited you, there you go. And now we're off and we're doing our thing. And when I need to visit you again, I'll come back and visit you. Easy, right? Okay. Now, friends, I hope that was not too confusing. I just wanted to say, this is where I'm at. I love this card that's coming through today. And I'm so excited that my Dragon's Oracle card deck arrived. Another little one arrived with it too. It's the African Goddess by Abiola Abrams. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, how did this card come into my space? I've been looking at it for a while. And then I thought, well, it came into my space because I got it, right? I got the pocket size because I was on a budget for these things. Cards are luxuries for me, by the way. But I'm so excited to have it because just reading the little guidebook, I'm supposed to have it. I'm going to find my African goddess within me. I'm going to take you guys on the journey too, because, hey, you know what? We're going to do some light language with the African goddesses. Divine feminine energy. That's what we're bringing in. Right. Rather messy here today, people. Sorry about it. Just didn't have time for it. Or had the time and thought I can't be bothered. Okay. It's that kind of week. Right. Something I want to mention to you before we go to main feature of the Words of the Light series is Diana Cooper's workshop. Now, last week, I put out a video that had a technical glitch, and all of you saw that. And I've got to take down the apology because now that's no longer relevant, but I will do that later on today. And in that, I talked about Diana Cooper's workshop. And so I have to take it down because it didn't actually do the light language because something happened and it just stopped. I paused. I came back to it. I did the whole thing on my own, by the way. I went through the whole light language and then there was nothing. And it was the source dragon that I was bringing in to our energy space. And I think, I don't know, but it is source dragon. Source dragons are connected to source. So maybe timing was off or something. I don't know. Anyway, but I mentioned this workshop that Diana Cooper is having. Now, look, I don't know Diana Cooper personally. I have her books. I read her books. I've got the Oracle card decks for the unicorns. Now I've got the dragons. But she is somebody that has been my teacher, one of my first teachers when I started my grand awakening in 2013. When I was looking for meditations, I started to find hers, and they were these small meditations that I could cope with at the time, and really effective meditations. Even to this day, if you do a meditation with Diana Cooper, even if she puts out one of those 3-minute videos, you will feel something. Well, I feel it anyway. Okay, so she's having a workshop on the 22nd of October. It is taking place live in Lisbon in Portugal. And the live tickets are no longer available. They're all sold out, okay? However, what they decided to do was live stream this. Now, this is a workshop that she had got some guidance from, I think, ages ago, maybe the beginning of the year or somewhere, further away from now. And she started to do the meditation that she was guided to do, that she is going to take everybody through in their process. Right. There are certain people, I think Mia Kafkios is with her, Tim Wilde is with her, and a couple of other people, Adrian something. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But go online to dianacooper.com and find out more about this, because if you cannot get, obviously you cannot get into Lisbon, if you are in Lisbon, because it's sold out, or nearby or whatever. However, they are live streaming that event, and you can buy a ticket to the live stream event, which is, I think, £22. All right. If you wanted to just go to that part of where we connect with our monad, and I'm going to tell you what that workshop's about and why it's important. Okay. If you want to just go to buy the ticket for just that portion of the meditation, when you're connecting, when everybody's connecting to their monad, that I think is £11. Now, I am not her marketing manager, but I want to tell you, I need to tell you about it. And the reason I need to tell you about it is what she got was that we needed to do a collective exercise where we all, and I'm using my words, not her words, right? Where we all connected with our monad. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the description box for today a 3-minute video that she's done that explains what is the monad. Okay. And I'm also going to put a link to an interview she did. I put this up on that video that I had to take down. She did an interview with a lady talking about her book, The Golden Future, but they showed us that part where she was talking about this workshop, what it actually means, what is actually going to happen there. Now, look, the monad is the aspect of source, the initial aspect of source when source split into aspects, and they called it, the initial one was a monad. This is my layman's term of expressing this, right? Or explaining this. And then the monad split into the monad split into 12. Not 4, I don't know where 4 came from. The monad split into 12. And then each of the 12 split into 12 more. Now, 12 more aspects, right? Now, the 12 aspects that the monad had split into, and the further 144, because 12 times 12 is 144, source chose to split into the monad and to these aspects so that source could have an experience of the lower, in the lower vibrational spaces, like third dimension, in the lower dimensions, not vibrational spaces, lower dimensions. Okay. So think about it. We are here. We've been in the third dimension. So we are probably part of the 12 from the other 12. And so we're part of the 144. Your monad comprises of 144 other aspects. Oh, 143. We are part of that 144, right? That's the way Tim Wilde explains that. Now, and David Esri did that as well. Now, this is not name dropping, is saying if you follow these people are also talking about the same things, right? So go and, if you want to hear it from them, go and listen to what they're saying about it. So we are now going to connect with the monad, the initial split in this meditation. And this has been a guidance coming through from the Intergalactic Council to say, well, this is what, if we get together and do this, even if you don't do this, all right, even if you don't do this, the point of the matter is that it's going to bring down a lot more light and you'll feel it. That's it. But if you can do it, why not have the experience, right? I mean, oh my gosh, like, wow. Yeah. Where we came from originally, source aspect, monad, the initial aspect of source splitting itself to have this experience. Yes, I've also realized that I can ask for the other 143 aspects that I'm a part of, that monad group that I'm a part of. I can ask for their help wherever they are in the galaxies, wherever. I can say, can you please help me? I've realized that. And something that David Esri put out basically said that. So I'm going to suggest, friends, if you can get in on it, get in on it. If you feel if you feel excited by this, get in on it. It is time. I mean, look, they're doing so many workshops. Tim Wilde's doing workshops upon workshops upon workshops. I cannot afford to be in all of those workshops. I'd love to be. It makes me a little bit like, oh my gosh, I wish I could be there. It's just about they charge the fee, or the amount of money they take for it is very little, £11 or sometimes £16. But if you convert it to dollars, then it's more in dollars, right? And currently my budget does not allow me to go to every one of these things. And I'd love to go to every one of these things, but I guess I don't need to go to every one of those things also, because none of us do. We are taking that journey, aren't we? The things that we need will find us. Yeah, we'll find the things that we need, and those things that we need will find us too. So I'm okay with it from that aspect. We don't have to have everything. We will have those things we need to connect with. Right, let's come back to today. And want to talk about today's dragon. Now, this morning or last night before I went to bed, I have been cleansing my cards that came through. I always do the cleanse. I do the, today, especially with these cards, I felt like there was something on them that I needed to actually wipe them with a damp cloth that was soaked in salted water. I first wiped them, I dry them, and then I sprinkled all this Epsom salts over them, and I let them stay in the Epsom salts so the salt could absorb any of the moisture in the cards. Now, I did that, and then I sat with them last night. Before I went to bed, I laid them out on my little altar cloth that I have for my cards, put it on my bed, and I did that. Looked at the cards, then I shuffled the cards, and the card that fell out was this card that we're going to talk about today. One thing I want to say is I had said when I did the blue gold dragons of Mercury that when I get the deck of cards, I will show a picture of it, because the book doesn't have a picture of it. Now I've discovered neither does the Oracle card deck. It's got 44 cards, this Oracle card deck, but there are 52 dragons in the book. Okay, so that is the thing. Yeah, we don't get to see this. Now, friends, I'm going to share my screen. I will put us on musicians mode first, and then I'm going to share my screen. I'll show you, right, so what I'm showing first is the box. There we are. That is the Oracle card deck box. So you can see, that's it. We got that. It's here. And that is the dragon. Now you'll see all that white grit around it. That is because I took the picture not realizing that there was salt all around the desk. It had come off the Oracle card deck. So I know you'll understand, and please forgive that messiness of it, but here we are. This is it. Now I'll tell you about the card. Those sparkly bits on the card exist. It's not salts, all right? All of this dust here, all of that white dust is all the card. There's no salt on, that's not salt. This is the pure white dragon from Orion. And what does it say? It transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Hey, this is what we want to do right now, right? Process what you know. Act with truth and honesty. Let your wings of light grow and expand. I really love this dragon because I feel this is such a beautiful, gentle, amazing, graceful, elegant dragon. It's almost like an elegant lady, regal energy about this dragon. Now I'm just going to go to the I was thinking, what would I do? Would I read from the book, or what will I do? And I think I want to read from the book. Now I want to remind us firstly that this pure white dragon from Orion falls into the category in the book called galactic dragons. The galactic dragons come from the stars or planets in this universe and carry very high frequencies and incredible wisdom. The ancients of the golden era of Atlantis used to connect to the stars to bring back stellar wisdom, and this helped to take the civilization into the extraordinary ascension it achieved. Right. Since 2015, these incredible high-frequency spiritual beings have been able to connect with humans and are once more sharing their light with us. The pure white dragons from Orion. Orion is the planet of wisdom. Wisdom is about taking knowledge and information and using it for the highest good of all. Beings from all over the universe come to the masters of Orion, the 12 wise enlightened beings who are in overall charge of the constellation for advice and guidance. Right? So they are the 12 wise. The pure white dragons from Orion carry the special light of wisdom in their energy fields and can help you to see things from an enlightened perspective. They also blow away lower thoughts that come into your head so that the wisest remain. Hey, wala ka tamal kaya ala lulu kala di kala tu temelis la kata do lama kala itu to tadal regla itu ka kala katu la like chala la lisa la ka urku toro mar karana na mara kana ma kishla kata la rish kana kira fokati na rete. Now friends, the pure white dragons from Orion carry a special light of wisdom in their energy fields and can help you to see things from an enlightened perspective. I just want to focus on that and say, you know, right now, with all that is happening in our world, with all that is coming our way, because a lot's coming to us, right? We need wisdom. We need the wisdom of higher realms. We need that pure wisdom because we need to be operating it, especially when you have emotional stuff going on, especially when you have karmic stuff going on. We need to see what the higher perspective is on it, right? So, I want to say something really interesting here. I went to bed last night after pulling this card out. I left it in the book and I left it on the nightstand and I went to sleep. And I was having some really, I just went to sleep. I was tired. I went to sleep, but I kept waking up. And every time I turned, I could feel that I needed to open the bedroom door because a dragon was in the room and it was trying to get out. I don't know if I went to bed with that kind of thought, but I just felt this was the story. Anyway, I just turned around. I thought I'd got up and opened the door, but I went back to sleep. However, I was awakened this morning at 3:48 a.m. because it sounded like something was being thrown against my window. And I thought, I wonder what that is. Sounds like a pebble being thrown against my window. And it happened like I was up. It happened like about 5 times. And I thought, oh my gosh. Oh, this is freaky. Is there somebody outside trying to grab my attention? And I thought, oh, what's happening? And you know, I thought I was a little bit afraid because, well, that's what would happen. I was deep in sleep and then I woke up. Anyway, so I woke up, looked at the phone. It's 3:48 a.m. and I thought, wow, okay. However, I opened the blinds slightly, looked out there. There wasn't anybody. Looked up at the sky and there was Jupiter. Jupiter is in Taurus at the moment. Jupiter is in the constellation of Taurus. It's retrograde in Taurus. Maybe Taurus. I'm not even sure if it's gone back into Aries for whatever reason, but I haven't heard that from the astrology, so I'm taking it that Jupiter is still in Taurus. And following Jupiter up in the sky, I could see the Pleiades. And of course, what's following the Pleiades? It's going to be the star constellation where Aldebaran is. And following that's going to be Orion. And following that is Sirius. And I had not seen Orion and Sirius now in a long time because we can only see Matariki. We can only see the Pleiades at after midnight here in New Zealand at the moment. We'll start seeing them in the night sky closer to December. But so far, and I thought, oh, I just felt like, you know, the Pleiades is coming, Aldebaran is already up there, and the next one coming is Orion. And here we are, pure white dragon from Orion. Whatever woke me up at 3:48 a.m. this morning, I don't know, but I know that it's been my great desire to be able to look at the sky and see the Pleiades and see Orion, because I haven't seen Orion's belt in ages. And that is I always refer to Orion's belt as my point of contact for Sirius and for the Pleiades and Aldebaran. So there you go. I can't make this stuff up, right? I don't know what that was all about, but I feel very much that this dragon had something to do with it. That's why I stopped to tell you that, because I meant to tell you that before I started talking and reading from the book. All right, let's read, and then we will do the light language. Knowledge is a function of the left brain, while wisdom developed in the right brain and the heart. These dragons have the ability to transform all the knowledge you have gained on your ascension path into pure wisdom that accelerates your journey. They help to open your right brain so that you can assess things through your heart. The white ray. So there's the white ray. There's the white ray here. The white ray denotes purity and being true to your essence. It indicates truth, honesty, and enlightenment. These dragons vibrate with these qualities and have the ability to pass them to others. These wondrous dragons shimmer with blinding pure white light. White holds all colors at the highest frequency. It opens up all possibilities. It allows you to connect with source light. When the pure white dragons from Orion approach you, many things become possible. There are many beings who operate on a pure white ray, and they are naturally connected with the pure white dragons of Orion. Archangel Gabrielle himself spreads his white light of clarity, purity, and joy across many universes. He travels with his angels and dragons. The pure white dragons from Orion also accompany him on special missions to hold all that is happening in the vibration of enlightened wisdom. If you ask, one will accompany you. When you have something important to do or a special meeting to attend to hold the outcome in wisdom and truth. Oh, thank you, universe. I cannot make this stuff up. This is exactly what I need in my life right now. Wow, wow, wow. The unicorns are known as the purest of the pure, for their essence is diamond bright, and they vibrate with divine truth. They work with the visions of your soul. So when you ask a white dragon from Orion to hold your dream in wisdom, the unicorns will add their blessing. These dragons may also hand your vision to the unicorns to take to source to be activated. The Great White Brotherhood operates throughout the universe and has many strands. For example, the Essenes and the Cathars belonged to it. Serapis Bey holds the pure white flame of Atlantis and can place it over your aura when you are ready, so that every cell in your body is bathed in flawless, shimmering white light. Friends, I just feel an impression on my lower back on the left-hand side. It's just below my shoulder blade, and this is different. It feels like something is impressing upon that part of me. It's not the heat I usually feel, so that's just interesting. Wow, 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 wow. As soon as I read this thing of Serapis Bey, the pure white dragon of Orion can fan it into life. Right, this is the shimmering white light they're talking about. The pure white dragon of Orion can fan it into life, so that for an instant your light flashes across the universe. All beings who carry white light visit the Temple of Truth. This was set up in the era of Golden Atlantis and is now available in the inner planes. In this illumined space, it is easier to access the vibration of pure truth and to receive blessings from unicorns, Serapis Bey, members of the Great White Brotherhood, and the dragons from Orion. Oh, la makalaka to farana kahiko to ramakatahe. Ora baba hiko to farana katakutotoma ketotototokutate tatai tatai taterorba. Friends, we are preparing for higher ascension now. I'm going to read that through to you, and then we're going to take a few breaths, and then we're going to go through and visualize to receive white light and wisdom from this dragon. Right, we're preparing for higher ascension. Feet firmly planted on the ground, my beautiful friends. When the dragons from Orion approach you, you are being prepared for a higher level of ascension. As they work through your heart to light up your own soul wisdom, you may find that you are offering heart healing to others with your wisdom, words of wisdom. As always, you are asked to look at your own thoughts, words, and actions with eyes of enlightened wisdom. Are you always operating for the highest good? Ask the dragons of Orion to whisper to you and raise your frequency. The The dragon of Orion encourages you to act with integrity and honesty in all situations. This enables you to develop pure white in your aura so that people trust and respect you. If you ask them to, the dragons will take you to Orion in your sleep or meditation to meet the masters of Orion. Just being in their presence purifies your essence and illuminates your heart. Because these dragons work through the heart and their influence, you will find... Let's go read that again. Because these dragons work through the heart, with their influence, you will find that your own wings of light start to grow bigger and spread. I am just going through and putting I'm just checking that everything is working for us online. Emma Liston, thank you. Emma says she's met Diana Cooper many years. And she was pivotal also for Emma starting a journey. Isn't that awesome? Thank you, Emma. Emma Liston is watching. Thank you. Thank you, friends. So now we're going to take you through the invocation that is here in the book. And then we will do the language. As you know, the language comes out through the invocations. As you know, the language just comes out when it comes out, right? They say find a place where you will not be disturbed. I know you're already there. Light a candle if that's available to you, friends. If it's not, that is okay. Ora di da 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 na kita da da na makuta. Dedicate your candle, dedicate your moment. If you do not have this candle, you can see this candle in your mind's eye. I can see mine in my mind's eye. Dedicate the candle to the dragons of Orion. Oh la 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 kila mate na hai. Friends, close your eyes now and relax. Hira baba baba bezona he. Hira baba baba bezeno zona he zalena ma. Horakata marakata kurama ke huchala zale. Zale zale galole valele. Now ask Serapis Bay to place the white flame of Atlantis over you. Oh, welcome Serapis Bay. We welcome you, placing the white flame of Atlantis over us. Oh, my friends, can you see it? Can you feel it? Hooray. Now invite the dragons of Orion to fan it out into a huge flame that lights up the cells, all of your cells. Feel the white flame lighting up your cells, my friend. Feel it in all parts of your body. Now ride on the pure white dragon's back to the temple of truth. Oh, I feel it. Look at us, we're all flying to the temple of truth. Inside the shimmering white temple, unicorns, Archangel Gabrielle, masters of the great White Brotherhood and white dragons await you. Can you see Pegasus? Goleme zeno kota zeta rokra zeta rokra zeta rokra zeta. Oh, my friends, can you see them? All of the unicorns, eleme, zeleme. Yeah, Archangel Gabrielle, kola tsela zana ketota hei. Can you see the Brotherhood? Oh, feel the flapping of the wings. Feel the dragons. See them white dragons. Koza zala 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 kazo zala zala. As soon as I got on the dragons, I'm just going to say to you, Karamaki, if you're feeling a bit cool, if you're feeling like the temperatures have dropped, it's dropped because I felt it. I felt it as soon as I got on the back of the dragon. Look at it, the light is blinding as they bless, as the unicorns, Archangel Gabriel, the White Brotherhood, and all the dragons. The light is blinding us as they bless and illuminate us. Take a moment, breathe. Relax in it, float in the white light. It's Here are the 12 wise masters of Orion. Here they are, their way to you. Welcome, oh welcome to the Temple of Truth. Oh deme julo koran zeta kutsan zera kutsa zera kutsa zera kutsa ze. You may hold a question in your mind. So what you do now is get off your dragon and bow to the 12 wise masters of Orion. We honor you, wise masters of Orion. We thank you for welcoming us to the Temple of Truth. Your question that you have in your mind, hold it in your mind. Hold, friends. Hold the question and make it. We'll be in silence as you hold your question to the 12 wise masters of Orion in the Temple of Truth. Now receive the light from the 12 wise masters. Receive light just as you've held your question. Receive your light. Feel it warming you up. And as you receive the light, each one in turn touches your heart and looks into your eyes. Can you see them? Can you feel yourself vibrating with the beautiful love and light? Can you feel the warmth rising in your body? As the wise masters look into your eyes and they touching your heart. Now receive the wisdom that is being downloaded to you. Return now to your dragon as you've received this wisdom. Know that the 12 12 wise masters of Orion have downloaded codes to you. And whilst it might feel like it was an instant, there was millions of codes. They have downloaded the wisdom codes to you to navigate your life. To navigate your life. Now stand next to your dragon and receive this message. They have downloaded the wisdom codes to you to navigate your life. They say you have the strength that gives you courage to live this life. And no matter what is coming your way, you are protected. You are never alone. All the work you've done, it's brought you here to a moment when you can recognize that you can do your galactic travel, that you can connect with the white dragons, the pure white dragons of Orion. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that 6 months ago? The wisdom that you already have has brought you here. The work you have done, the desire you have to transform, to always operate from that higher perspective, to become better and better, to reach the higher realms, to reach the higher vibrational spaces. That in itself shows how wise you are, how far you've come. All this time, the journey and the journeys have not been for nothing. So now as you stand next to your dragon, exactly where you started when you came, thank the masters and thank the dragon. Know that your aura holds radiant white light now. It holds that radiant white light that is the white light of wisdom, the pure white light of wisdom that comes from the dragons, the pure white dragons of Orion, and of course from the 12 wise masters of Orion in the Temple of Truth. The pure white light is in our aura. Now friends, I want us to come back to this time and space. Take your trip back to right now, this time and space. Remember to keep your feet planted in flat on the ground. Itsukoro babe kitana kata farana ko hichukoro dade nanara hituko alema de corona da farana kateto zapakarana katsafarana katotoro mahai. Keep your feet planted firmly on the ground. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Now come back. Breathe. Dukuta. Deta karana tata lekata. Breathe. Gudata para tata karana tata fakate. Breathe. Dakatotoro mada da gurona kate. Samaraheta. Ishko farana nekichalana karatabe. Uraba kinakara. Uraba kanana masla kata farana katakuta hedaba. Usahesa kutama. Ura hinara maikara tato fine. Take some time. Take some time to come back to yourself. If it's available to you, please walk in nature today. Yeah? Take a walk in the garden. Take a barefoot walk in the garden. Put your feet in the dirt and sand. Connect with Gaia. You've had some time out there. I think even right now Orion is probably setting, probably close to the horizon. It's already set, or it's below the horizon. It's already set, or it's about to set. If you're near the sea and you can find yourself on the beach walking barefoot, please take the time to do it. Friends, so much love to you. I've got to say, so much love to you. Ikrana kuroma, ikrana koromakata, ikrana kutulakada. Thank you so much for watching. Once I can edit the video description box, I will put in the links to what I talked about. Diana Cooper's workshop. Yeah? Karanakato meselapakatonahe. My friends, we are on the ascension process. Many things will come to us because that's part of this process. We are clearing the karma. We are clearing things. We are dealing with looking at ourselves in the face. Things that we might need to work on. Things about our personality. Things about how we navigate our lives right now. If you are here, you have done a lot of work. I know this. If this resonates with you, you have done a lot of work. So I know that if anything is coming your way that is emotional, that is taking you back 35 years or whatever, there's residue we need to fix and clear. It's stuff we do not want to come back and continue to deal with as we are ascending. Do not let anything deter your ascension process. Even if it's emotional, even if it's things that you need to fathom and process, ask for help. The pure white dragons of Orion is who you took a trip to out there in the galaxy today with. Yeah? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am likely to put this on the Light Language Messenger channel as well, because not all those subscribers are here on the Great Awakening Generator. And I feel like we've been a bit negligent with the light language messages because of the way things have been going. And today this was valuable and worthwhile to share with them. And so if you see it there and you're a subscriber there as well, that is the reason. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Emma, for joining us. I love it when you write something in the comments box. I know that I'm not here alone in this space. Somebody else is there. And, you know, because I'm always used to having Claudia, and I love having Claudia, and I miss having Claudia here. Arakana, malaka shoforana kata ke sabara kota pekete. Dera katofanahe. Iskado, meskata hena karai. Namaste, friends. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are on the planet. Iskamo, you have got this. Kaskeratahe.